Do you believe that CPS followed the procedure?
No, I don't. I know that they didn't, because if they did, they would have given me some kind of agency agreement or reunification plan. They would have let my children see me through the whole thing. They didn't even let my children see me or talk to me. Letters was the only thing we had going on. They would let, and I had to take them all the way to Traverse City to drop them off at Bethany Christian Services, the adoption agency that was in charge of everything.
Oh, Bethany Christian was
Yep.
in charge.
Yep.
I've heard that name around here before somewhat.
Oh, yeah.
In fact,
Yes.
I hear it quite often.
Yeah.
How did Bethany Christian treat you? Did you have any problems with them, or?
Nadine Baker was the case manager, or whatever she calls herself, for my children. And she was not only snooty and never smiles. I mean, I think, I don't know, personal opinion, but she was against me just like CPS from the beginning. She told in the foster home, I was told she would sit there and say what a bad parent I was before she even met me, before she ever interviewed me. She would say things about me to my children and in front of my children about how I wasn't going to get my children back. And this was before the court case was even done. I mean, she had her mind made up, you know, just like CPS did. I mean, CPS went so far as to adopt out my girls through the whole thing before the case was even over. They adopted out my girls, separating my girls from my son.
So they separated the
Yeah.
three children?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They did.
In that period of time with this adoption, how long since the removal to the adoption did we have?
I believe it was probably 2 years, maybe not even. I mean, September 19th, 2007 is when they removed my children from me. And when I went back to court, I did my appeals with the appeal court and then the Michigan Supreme. It was in 2009 or early 2010, so it wasn't that long. Not that long at all. And they had already been in at least two. My son has been in quite a few homes, from what I've been told. His behavioral, nobody.
Has your son, how old is your son now?
He's 15 now.
He's 15, and
he's special needs.
He has not been adopted out?
As far as I know, he has not. As of 2 months ago, he had not been adopted out, because I had asked the children's ombudsman, I don't know how to pronounce that, but okay. I had asked them to return him. I said, you know, you let me keep my new daughter. Why not give me my son?
Have you gone to the ombudsman with this?
I have, and he told me to get over it because it would be confusing for my son to start a relationship with me at this point.
Have you had him look at your case, or?
He did. I don't think he did. I asked him to, and he talked to me on the phone.
They never issued a report to you then,
nothing.
So it
No.
was never an official thing.
No.
The ombudsman, by the way, cannot change anything. They can make recommendations.
I doubt he even did that.
Yeah,
He didn't sound like he was very helpful.
This Bethany Christian thing, you had some contact with Bethany Christian during this ordeal.
Yep.
And what all evolved around that? I mean, if there wasn't no unification plan, why did they even talk to you?
Nadine Baker, when she called and asked if she could meet me at the Burger King in Kalkaska, she said she needed to have some background history on me for when my children grew up and they wanted to find me. They wanted to know where they came from. They wanted to know their history, you know, their roots, so to speak. So she sat down and had a big old questionnaire. She's asking me, you know, my mother and father's name, where I was born, where they were born, you know, what happened to me as a child, you know, just a bunch of questions that was none of her business. But I mean, if this is the only way my children are going to find me, of course I was willing to sit down and do it, you know, and it was, I don't know. Like I said, she was snooty.
I haven't heard of that too much. In fact, we had
That's why I said they had their
a adopted woman come to us. And this involved Bethany Christian out of Grand Rapids, and she wanted to know who her biological mother was. And Bethany Christian wanted to charge her $450 for the information. So I guess that's another tool, fundraising tool for Bethany